Module 1, Foundations of Social Media Interface Development. 1. History of Social Networking Technologies and the Web. When we talk about social media interface development, it's easy to focus purely on today's platforms, the Instagrams, TikToks, LinkedIns, and Facebooks of the world. But the truth is, these systems have deep historical roots, and understanding where they came from helps us design better interfaces today. The origins of social networking technologies go hand in hand with the evolution of the Internet. The early Internet of the 1960s and 70s, built for academic and military use, had no concept of a social network as we understand it today. Communication tools were primitive, think email in the early 70s, ARPANET mail, mailing lists, and Usenet discussion groups. The real push towards socially connected systems began in the late 1980s and 1990s with the emergence of bulletin board systems, BBS. These were the first online spaces where users could create profiles, post public messages, and engage in discussions. They were text-based, slow, and often clunky, but they planted the seed of online communities. The launch of the World Wide Web in 1991 by Tim Berners-Lee transformed this environment. Now, information could be published and accessed through web browsers, giving rise to online communities like GeoCities, which allowed users to create personal web pages. GeoCities, in its own way, was an early form of a social network. You had your personal home, you could link to friends, and you could explore the neighborhoods of others. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, dedicated social networking platforms emerged. Sites like 6degrees.com, 1997, introduced user profiles, friend lists, and the ability to message other members, a format that still dominates social media design. Then came Friendster, 2002, MySpace, 2003, and LinkedIn, 2003, each refining the concept. Finally, Facebook emerged in 2004, introducing a more streamlined interface, real identity verification, and a powerful newsfeed system. In parallel, the development of mobile devices and apps expanded the reach of social networks. With the iPhone in 2007 and app ecosystems like iOS App Store, 2008, and Google Play Store, 2012, social media was no longer tied to the desktop. Interfaces became touch-oriented, location-aware, and increasingly integrated into daily life. Today's social networking technologies build on decades of experimentation, blending communication, media sharing, live streaming, gaming, commerce, and more. But each of these steps has shaped interface design principles, from profile-centric layouts to algorithm-driven feeds. 2. Digital literacy and Web 2.0 systems. If Web 1.0 was about reading, Web 2.0 is about participating. The Web 1.0 era, roughly the 1990s, consisted mainly of static websites where users were passive consumers of information. With the arrival of Web 2.0 in the early 2000s, interaction became central. Users could create, edit, and share content easily, leading to the explosion of blogs, wikis, and, of course, social media. From an interface development perspective, Web 2.0 is defined by user-generated content. Platforms must support easy content creation, posting text, uploading images, recording videos. Interactivity, real-time updates, likes, comments, shares. Rich interfaces, Ajax and JavaScript frameworks allow dynamic page updates without full reloads. Social connectivity, friend/follow systems, groups, hashtags. Digital literacy in this environment means more than just being able to browse a website. It involves understanding platform features, navigating timelines, privacy settings, and notifications. Critical consumption, knowing how to evaluate the reliability of content. Content creation skills, producing high-quality, accessible, and engaging media. Privacy awareness, managing data, understanding tracking, and securing personal information. As a developer, you must design interfaces that lower the barrier to entry for all users, regardless of their level of digital literacy. Think of intuitive layouts, meaningful icons, clear navigation paths, and responsive designs. 3. Online social networks and business. It's impossible to talk about social media today without discussing its role in business. Social networks are not just communication tools, they are marketing platforms, customer service channels, and data-driven advertising engines. Businesses leverage social networks in several ways. Brand presence, a well-designed company profile with regular content builds trust. Targeted advertising, platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn allow targeting by demographics, interests, behaviors, and location. Customer engagement, direct communication through comments, messages, or live chats fosters loyalty. Market research, social listening tools help companies track trends, monitor brand mentions, and analyze consumer sentiment. E-commerce integration, Instagram Shops, TikTok Shop, and Facebook Marketplace bring shopping directly into the social media interface. From an interface perspective, this means balancing user experience and monetization. Too many ads or aggressive data collection can push users away. Too little commercial integration may limit business sustainability. 4. Graph theory and social networks. To design effective social media interfaces, you need to understand how networks are structured, and this is where graph theory comes in. In graph theory, a graph consists of nodes, vertices, representing users or entities, edges, links, representing relationships, such as friendship, followership, or message exchange. Social networks can be undirected, where edges have no direction, e.g., Facebook Friends, where both parties must agree. Directed, where edges have direction, e.g., Twitter Follows, where you can follow B without B following back. Key graph theory concepts for social media include degree, number of connections a node has. Centrality, a measure of a node's importance in the network. Clusters and communities, groups of nodes more connected to each other than to the rest of the network. Shortest path, the minimum number of steps between two nodes. By modeling a social network as a graph, developers can optimize features like friend recommendations, community detection, and viral content spread. 5. Game theory and social networks. Game theory studies decision-making where multiple actors interact and their choices affect each other. In social media, this applies to content sharing. Users decide whether to share based on perceived benefits, likes, visibility, and cost, time, risk. Engagement incentives. Platforms design features to motivate posting, such as streaks on Snapchat or engagement badges on LinkedIn. Competition for attention. Businesses and influencers compete for user attention in a limited time frame. One example is the prisoner's dilemma in content moderation. If everyone posts responsibly, the platform stays healthy. If some post harmful content while others follow rules, the bad actors may get more attention, damaging the community. From an interface perspective, this means designing systems that reward cooperative behavior, for example, community guidelines, flagging systems, and positive reinforcement.